vortex. Don't you love that sigh? That sigh indicates that I live my life to its fullest extent. I still listen to this album because it's really good. I think it's probably my favorite Bob Marley album, actually. In case you're wondering, it's the album Thank You, Lord, which is the best sentiment. You know, a lot of people try to make a case against God by using the shit world as an example of why he doesn't exist. Because if he existed, he would have done more to prevent this, and this. And that is such a clear example of the victim mentality. And the Lord's adversary will always use that to rope people in to this, like, you know, self-pitying bullshit. Because it's easy. It's really, really easy. It takes a stronger person to, you know, look at something bad and try to see the good in it. It takes a stronger person to, like, go through a traumatic experience and go back in time and try to empathize. Have that empathy for yourself, but also have that empathy for your abuser or your attacker or whatever you want to call them. Okay, these people are slow. The slowest of pokes. They are today. A lot of the time I'm the slowest of pokes, you know? Right now, I'm in a hurry, okay? So I left my house late. Imagine that, me leaving my house late? That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't do that. I'm always leaving in a timely fashion. Okay, so switch lanes again. Yeah. I think that people really relish the idea of being a victim or seeing certain people as victims or seeing the earth as a victim. And don't get me wrong, we do acknowledge that status, but it's not something that policies are going to change. It's something that can only be changed by us. You know, if we have empathy and compassion, that makes the world a better place. And a lot of these people, I've realized recently I need to stop. Thank you so much for developing self-awareness, Honda. Love you so much. Okay, anyway. You know when you're in the fast lane, but you really shouldn't be in the fast lane, and then you realize that, and you're like, wow, I need to move over here if I'm going to be a slow poke. Okay, Kerry, hey, I'm sorry, I almost forgot about you, Kerry. How could I forget your German Shepherd face? Anyway, back to me, Vortex. Back to me. I realized I shouldn't be like talking about politics anymore. If politics is the problem, then I need to stop acting like it's these people or those people. I'm sorry about that. If you're a liberal and you watch this channel, first of all, you're awesome. Okay? I know that not all of y'all are stupid. Okay? And I know that not all conservatives have shitty taste. But most of them do, okay? But yeah, I make these sweeping generalizations about people, but I don't do that because of my politics. I do that because I'm a comedian, and that's kind of what we do, you know? And I think that, you know, mentally ill people kind of do that too, and I guess I'm doing that to myself as well. But I'm still a human. I'm still a human that lives in this shit world that is always comparing and contrasting, and social media makes this problem so much worse. So please forgive me if you feel like I've lumped you in a particular category that you don't belong in, all because of your beliefs, and I don't have to agree with anything. I don't have to agree with anything about you to like see your humanity, you know? And I think that that's really the purpose of social media, is to dehumanize everybody and turn them into these automatons that don't think before they speak. And believe it or not, I watch all this shit before I put it up, okay? I don't edit it because that's not my style. The kind of stuff that I like to watch is really gritty and oh my goodness, another person developed self-awareness. That's awesome. Big ass truck too. Good job. Love you. Hey, 5-0. I really shouldn't do that. Because we're not supposed to be holding a device. But they don't know what this is, though. This is a camcorder. This isn't a smartphone. I'm pretty sure the smartphone is pretty distinguishable by now. I don't even have one, and I know exactly what it looks like, okay? So I can always tell when somebody else has one in their hand. I can see that shit like 5 miles away. So this, I don't know what this is, what this looks like from a distance, but can you tell that I'm like losing my voice? I'm trying to preserve my voice. I was lip syncing last night at church because I don't want to lose my voice during Holy Week. That's like the worst fucking time. Like tomorrow night, we have this really, really long service, and everybody sings. Like, it's a lot more intense than, you know, I mean, obviously it's Holy Friday, but like during Divine Liturgy, pretty much everybody participates. Because they know the hymns and they've been to enough services that they know when to sing. And that's what I love so much about the Orthodoxy. It's very, very, what's the word? Participatory. Oh, we just ran a red light. That was awesome. We both did. This old bitch in a van. She and I both ran a red light at the same time. That was awesome. Participatory? That's not a word, is it? That doesn't even sound like a word. But yeah, no, I'm not saying that other church services don't encourage people to sing. But you kind of have to be there to understand what I'm talking about. Like, it's the coolest thing I've ever experienced. It's very visceral, and it's like this whole spectrum of an experience. And yeah, people that are really skeptical about religion, or they just think like, oh, you're delusional if you believe in God, or if you have any kind of experience where you feel the presence of God, or God forbid you pray to the saints. That it's so funny to me, like, how much beef there is between like Catholics and Protestants. And I mean, I don't know, I think the cool thing about Orthodoxy is we tend to stay out of it. I know that there are plenty of Orthodox people online, and that's precisely the problem. Y'all need to get the fuck off the internet with your faith, because the internet is not the place for your faith. I mean, I think that the internet is so easily exploitable that the reason why I make that statement isn't because I'm trying to discourage people from talking about their faith or anything. What I'm saying is that a lot of the time people want to get competitive about this shit. They want to get competitive about it. They want to get into these arguments with people online about their religion. And I'm just not gonna fucking do that. And I will talk endlessly about my belief in God, but I'm not gonna argue with you about what the correct interpretation of things is. And like, you know, I feel like it's a journey. And if you don't respect that journey, then you really don't understand a lot of what it means. Like this, for example. Now, I have done this before. I think I've done it maybe once or twice. And I just thought I looked dumb because I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't feel comfortable. But last night, you know, we had Holy Unction. And if you're Catholic, you know that that's Ash Wednesday for Catholics. Holy Unction is when they anoint us with holy oil to heal us of our maladies. And so I just felt compelled to put on this head wrap, and I don't know, it's just weird because, like, I felt this sense of protection when I had it on. And I don't feel obligated to do it because I've been Orthodox for 3 years now, and I didn't feel obligated to do it before. And there are plenty of women that still don't do it, so it's not like you'll get kicked out if you don't do it. But it just makes sense now. So yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of stuff that I didn't warm up to. At first, but now, like, I want to do it, and stuff that, like, I didn't understand why it was necessary, and now I get why it's necessary, and, like, traditions, and, you know, I'm not a traditional person at all. I mean, you see the way that I live my life, it's not the slightest bit traditional, but I think that's why I love this religion, because it's like, it makes sense to me. And, it doesn't have to make sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't do it, you know? I'm not in favor of anybody doing stuff that doesn't make sense to them, all because, you know, that's what I believe. Because that's wrong, because, like, you don't have faith in it, you know? And if you really believe in God, then you know that God knows your heart, and he can see straight through your horse shit, so he can see when you're just doing something to please other people. You're not really doing it because you're submitting to God, you're doing it because you want to be legalistic, you know? You want to look good, you want to sound good, and, you know, I really hate that. I think you guys know that about me. But anyway, I'm going to church, goodbye, but I'll talk to you later.